Hey, why are we late? Because the IT specialist was having IT issues and didn't know how to use the equipment and the software that we use every single week. What's going on, Dear Pats Nation? It's Ray. That's Mike. Let's talk about things. Mike, the title of today's show is Should the Patriots Fire Mike Vrabel? Now, you might be thinking, has Ray gone nuts? No, it's because of this. Because it's an actual tweet that went out today by Polymark. It says, should the Patriots fire Mike Vrabel? And obviously, this is coming off of the big news that I think dropped right after our live stream last week.
Right after.
Yeah, which was that Mike Vrabel and Diane Rossini, obviously a reporter, were caught canoodling by a swimming pool on vacation, and both are married with kids, and I cared about it for about half a second and then moved on with my life. Now, as some of you may know, I have started another member of the DPN family called Dear Jay's Nation. So I've been pretty focused on baseball for the last week, and today got online to what's going on in Patriot land. Yep. And it's a big deal.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
It's a big deal. A lot of people care. A lot of people care a lot. This is the franchise, by the way, whose owner got caught being yanked off by a prostitute at some skeezy massage parlor. And we're getting all up in arms about the coach possibly cheating on his wife, or his poor wife, who has to live through this news story every single day. That's what we're talking about today. And we're posing questions like, should the Patriots fire Mike Vrabel over his infidelity? So I guess, Mike, should the Patriots fire Mike Vrabel?
I don't even know how to you saw me. If you're watching this right now and not just listening, I'm having to hold back laughing about this. And it's not that it's a funny matter per se, it's the reaction to it by the New England Patriots fan base, because you have two camps right now. You have the exactly where Ray stood, these are two consenting adults doing things and leave it to their families, and you just kind of move past it. And then you have, he should be fired. Right now, this is ridiculous group that's coming out of the woodwork, and it's just that. It's crazy to me.
What Mike Vrabel did, I guess, is morally wrong. Not I guess, it is. It's morally wrong. And again, his poor wife, his poor kids who have to live with this, and their family's probably broken up by it, and they got to deal with that fact. But can Drake May not throw the football anymore because Vrave's getting his rocks off by Dan Rossini? I was flabbergasted how much of a story this was today. And then I just shared this because this was on there. This was real. Yep. Interesting. Diana Rossini was a voter for Coach of the Year. Mike Vrabel narrowly won the award with only 3 more first place votes than Liam Cohen. Should a revote take place? Is Vrabel sleeping with 2 other reporters too, and that's why he won it? So, if they took Rossini's vote away, he wins by 2 instead of 3?
Yeah, but then you need to find the other 3 people he's sleeping with.
Skip Bayless. I mean, listen, I did see this today, though, and I thought it was very true. No allegations, no scandals, no drama, just a dog shit head coach. That's what the Patriots want. That's what Patriots fans want.
You know what's scary about this, too, and it kind of speaks to the level of crazy that the NFL is. If the Patriots didn't just go to the Super Bowl, say they were a 500 team and this happened, there would be way more calls to have him fired than just like the kind of joking background noise than it is now. That just goes to show you circumstance in the NFL almost matters more than anything.
Oh yeah. Speaking of wives, we had a wife moment last week. So I posed this question to Mike, and Stephon Gilmore, he retired, and I was on here talking about how he's a Hall of Fame worthy cornerback. I talked about how Stephon Gilmore, could be the greatest football player ever on the planet. I had Gilly Locks back the way any smart fan should. I asked Mike, is Stephon Gilmore a Hall of Famer? Mike said no. Then he said maybe. I got to check the Buffalo tape. Well, Mike, Mrs. Gilmore was not happy with you.
No, she wasn't.
And I checked.
It's really her.
Oh, it is. But I checked because she said I don't typically comment. She doesn't.
Wow.
Like you really struck a chord. I went through dozens and dozens of like retweets or whatever they call them now, reposts, and all this stuff. I went through like replies. Like her replies are from like 3 years ago to things. So, anything she messaged about like her being like a mom and a wife. She writes, LOL, I don't usually comment, but this is a horrible take. Whether he makes the Hall of Fame or not, reducing someone with that, in all caps, that body of work down to 2 good years is crazy. And then she put a laughing emoji. What do you have to say to Mrs. Gilmore? Because you pissed her off, Mike. Look, I had her husband's back. We all know it. We all heard the show. I was like, Gilly Lock, Hall of Famer, gold jacket, red jacket. I'll give him a blue jacket if he wants to. Give him any jacket you want. Rory McIlroy should give him his green jacket. And you were like, no, he's not a Hall of Famer. And you irritated, I don't want to say her name wrong, Gabrielle? I hope I said that right. If I didn't, I apologize.
I think it's Gabrielle.
Gabrielle Gilmore. What do you got to say for yourself, Mike?
So, as you know, I am Italian. So when challenged with things like this, you need to double down. You can't apologize.
Oh, no.
I listened to a lot of high-ranking opinions, I think, on this over the last week just to kind of check myself. And I think a lot of people out there in, the sports media universe pretty much agree with me. So I'm going to sit pat where I am. I'm going to reiterate the fact that, I'm not saying I didn't like him as a player or as a person, and I'm sorry to boil down your husband's career, to a single comment, because we don't have, 3 hours to talk about everybody's career, but that's, kind of what we do here, especially at DPN. We like to take things and boil them down, or in Ray's case, slightly change the context of the way things originally appeared.
I said, Mike, is he a Hall of Famer? You said, no, he had 2 good years. That's an exact quote. Quote from you.
But I will backtrack on one piece of the statement. Most people said it was 3 good years. So I will edit that because in the moment, they were right. Wow. I probably should have said 3 good years.
I gave you a chance to redeem yourself. You were called out rightfully by Gabrielle Gilmore. She called you on your ish. I gave you a chance to apologize. I gave you a chance to right a wrong. I gave you a chance to join the good side.
Nope, not doing it.
And this is what you chose. Anyways, Mike, this is a bull who, and he was made for breeding. And this is him entering a farm full of cows. And this is how Mike Vrabel feels when he walks into a room full of journalists.
Yes. We love it. Well, Diana Rossini did have that report a couple of years ago that he was physically intimidating to the Titans front office and staff. So, does make sense.
I just think this got so much more play than it needed to. Like so much more.
Well, let's look at it, right? What news do they have to report right now?
I don't know. Isn't there like a draft coming up?
Exactly, but they've already been talking about the draft for 6 weeks. That's boring.
But isn't the draft this week?
Next week.
Okay, isn't it next week?
Yeah. Do you know who talked today in Patriots land?
Elliot Wolf talked today.
Yeah, we don't care about Elliot Wolf here.
March 11th, they put out a report saying that Elliot Wolf and only Elliot Wolf was going to address the media. Yep. And somehow this was Mike Vrabel dodging the media.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't. This story, again, because of the time of year, got way more play than it deserved.
Did you watch the Masters yesterday?
I actually did. This is the one time of year I watch golf. And to quote Furio from the Sopranos, normally I'd think it's a stupid fucking game. So we'll leave it there.
So I was very happy for Rory McIlroy. What I was not happy for, did you see what happened with Tiger Woods when Rory was getting his green jacket?
No, I didn't see. I didn't watch the
and this is why
ceremony.
I dislike Tiger Woods. Because Tiger Woods needs a dude got into an accident.
Yep.
Crashed himself out of the Masters. And then he had to ruin Rory McIlroy's moment. I got the video for it here. I don't even care if we get hit with copyright by the PGA. Tell me if you can hear the sound.
And Rory McIlroy.
Yeah. You can hear it, okay.
Is your 2026 green jacket winner. But oh no, what the fuck is this? Is that Tiger Woods? He's driving like a goddamn maniac. And of course he crashes his Range Rover. Tiger gets out and oh God, now he's storming the stage with a bottle of his favorite beverage, drunk as a fucking sailor. This is an absolute disgrace to his legacy in the sport of golf.
Rory's a great fucking golfer. His wife never let me hit, but he deserved to win this shit.
Anyways, thank God the Augusta PD are stepping in. We'll continue coverage of the ceremony after they clean this up. And
like, can you even defend Tiger Woods anymore?
No, and I don't try to. Get your life back on track, man. That's just one more in the list of ridiculous things. That right there, that is completely real. Actually happens.
I love AI.
Also, can I just say something? Rory is 36 years old. You know who's also 36 years old? Me. That man looks like he's about 56 by comparison.
Oh, yeah.
Just some hard days under the sun on that golf course.
So, are you excited about the draft, Mike?
I am. I think
we are. Just by the way, we are 13 minutes in, and I am quickly running out of content.
Yeah, we might want to make this a 30-minute show tonight.
You're excited about the draft. I don't think you should be excited about the draft.
Oh,
Here's
boy.
what the general manager says. Elliot Wolf in the 2026 NFL draft class. I mean, I would say putting in a historical perspective, it's probably not. That's encouraging, is it not?
I mean, that seems like a Doug Kide quote right
now. Well, no, that was an Elliot Wolf quote.
Or I meant like something Doug Kide would quote from Elliot Wolf.
Head coach is getting divorced. GM doesn't know who to draft. Schedule is 10 times harder. No wide receiver 1 or left tackle.
Oh, come on. Leave Will Campbell alone.
Have a drink, Denzel. Have a drink.
Listen, Mike Vrabel is going to be the Rory McIlroy.
Hold on. You shouldn't show up 14 minutes late. You shouldn't show up 14 minutes late, man. This is the problem. If you would have showed up on time, you would have heard us. You would have heard our opinion on it. This is on you. This is on you.
Yeah, it's totally 100% not a clickbait title. Ray and I are actually making T-shirts.
First
Mike
of all,
Vrabel's gotta go.
First of all, it wasn't clickbait because I was answering a question directly asked today. That's why the title is here. It was directly asked online, and I felt like we needed to do it. This is on you, Thomas. This is on you. No, Mike Vrabel should not be fired. I like Thomas. I don't want to make him go back. We are laughing at this whole situation, Thomas. The joke of it is I started a new YouTube venture, and in that venture, I've been paying attention to baseball for a week. And I came in to prepare for the show today, and I was like, what the fuck is going on in Patriots? I can't believe how mad Patriot fans are.
And in the week that Ray's been paying attention to the Blue Jays, everyone's been hurt. Everyone.
I just want to make the point that as soon as I launch the channel, like the ambulance just parks itself on the field.
Yep.
So can I be serious for a second? It's kind of a funny story, but I think it's cool. So, former Raiders defensive end Carl Nassib? Is that his name? Nassib?
Nassib. Yeah.
Yeah. He came out as gay, right?
Years ago,
Years ago, like as an active NFL player.
Yep.
I think he was the first active player to come out as gay. Did you ever hear the story about when he knew it was okay to become gay?
I probably did at the time.
Sorry, not to become gay. I that is totally going to get clipped. When he thought it was okay to come out as gay.
Yes, yeah. I probably heard it at the time, but
well, he just shared it, so I don't think he really did. So this is his story. I think it's an amazing story.
I don't want a bad story because everybody thinks football players are these big meatheads that don't understand anything. I
got funny stories.
Are there the meatheads out there?
Nah, man, I got a few funny stories that are so hilarious. This was 2020. I was on the Raiders and we were playing the Browns. And I think Baker was a quarterback. And he's a very mobile quarterback. But they ran like 3 bootlegs away from me. And when you're on the opposite of a bootleg, you got to chase it all the way over there. And they did 3 bootlegs in a row to start the second half. I was so mad. And these are all my former teammates. And so I'm chasing the third one. I said, stop the gay-ass bootlegs. The entire Browns O-line turned around and me, you can't say that. And I was like, oh, man, the league is ready for this. You know what I mean? They are ready for me. We got some allies here. You know what I mean? I was like, this is so funny. The guy that's about to come out saying we're gay, getting shut down by 5 massive dudes. It was in stereo, you can't say that. And we just all started running after the ball. It was hysterical. So one, I have to acknowledge my own moment where I was a little bit ignorant, but stop running boots. You know what I mean? Sit in the pocket.
I think it's a phenomenal story. I love that story. You're not making noise, Mike.
Oh, there we go. Can you hear me?
There you go. Yeah, I can. Yes.
Yeah, that's great. It was great.
Can I get a little I don't know, libtard, I guess, for a minute here?
Oh boy. Yeah, go for it. We do what we want here.
Yeah, I just look forward to the day. I'm going to be real with you. And this comes from a ball player who sat in the locker room who heard every gay joke under the sun. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in a time when it was not okay to be gay. You know what I mean? It was not. And I just, at 40 years old, I sit back and I look at the stupid shit that I used to say. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how I've grown as an individual. I want to come to the point where I don't even know if a player's gay or straight and not care. And I don't, but I mean everybody. Some dude coming out and being I'm gay. Everybody all right, way to look for attention. So is half the locker room. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel like that now, to be honest with you. I think I've told you this before. It's
no, we are okay with it, but I want all of
it's society.
It's a non-story now.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. You and I in our private conversations talk like that, but I know what you mean. The general populace is just that. Good for you. Go
who cares? Live your life. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I look forward to that. I like forward to that time when we're just not giving.
Yeah,
shit.
I'm still gonna judge people for pineapple on pizza. Like, I'll be real with you.
No, that's disgusting. That should be you should be put to an island. If anybody's going to be sent to an island, it's people who put pineapple on pizza. My wife included.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. I know I just said like we're not gonna judge anybody, but
No. That's not judgment. That's totally valid. My crazy ass Russian wife can go on the island with the pineapple pizza.
Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to correct that for the fact, because at some point we will talk about food in the future on this podcast, and I want
pineapple
it to be
on pizza
known.
will never be accepted.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not an acceptable thing. If you put pineapple on pizza, like, you know.
Yeah. And don't say you just tried it once. Once you've tried it, you put pineapple on pizza.
And Bill Clinton didn't inhale.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Or have sexual relations with that young lady.
Listen, everybody is holding Mike Vrabel up to that standard right now, and I love it.
I would love for Mike Vrabel to come out and be like, I did not have sexual relations.
You know what I would love is if he was just like, I did. Now what?
Well, she kind of did it. She should an apology. She didn't say so what, but she should an apology, you know.
Actually, that's a serious part of this that we could talk about.
Why is she apologizing to the public for doing something in private?
Yeah, I that's one thing I don't love about this, and we are going to get a little more political here, sort of, because this abridges those subjects. All these same people that were like Me Too a couple years ago and are trying to be like kind of like white knights, the people who are mostly like fire Vrabel right now. How about you just hold them to the same standard and go, you know what? It's her private life. Yeah, it did impact her profession, but maybe she was trying to do it. Maybe she fully accepted the consequences of knowing what she was going to do. And she's an adult, and you respect her choice.
The only person who came out against this that I kind of got what they were saying, and it's going to shock you when I tell you that I was kind of like, okay, I get the point. Skip Bayless. I don't know, and you know, I agree with Skip about like
nothing.
I don't know if you heard what he did with Aqib Talib when he was talking about it. He said, like,
no.
First of all, he said female reporters dating athletes or coaches is not unnormal. Like, it's not unknown.
Yep.
But he said, I don't have a problem with that. He goes, I got a problem in general with, like, he said, like, when you're a beat reporter or you're a reporter, you know, even like male journalists, let's make it easy, will go in like, and they'll be buddies with the athlete and they'll go out, and there's kind of like an unwritten rule, like, hey, I'll feed you some information, like nothing huge, but I'll feed you some inside stuff. And when I fumble the ball a couple of times, you don't, you know, call me out and whatever. Right. And Skip said, like, that always bothered him too. So it's not like this is a Diana Rossini thing. It's like he always held himself to, like, I'm going to call you out if you were bad, and I don't want to be your friend, and my job is to report or write my column, or when he got on TV, talk the truth. Yep. Now, Skip Bayless's truth is stupid sometimes, but I got to at least respect somebody who at least sticks to that moral. Like, I'm not going to be an athlete's friend, because if I'm your friend, I can't call you out. So that's the only guy that I was like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, and I guess you can. I mean, his whole thing with Shannon Sharp blew up famously, you know, two years ago, you know. But yeah, I think Skip doesn't pull his punches, and you know, that's, depending on how you look at that can be very admirable.
Yeah.
And conversely, actually mentioning Shannon Sharp, I thought it was funny on his podcast with Chad
Ocho Cinco.
Yeah, I'll just say Ocho Cinco. He like, listen, Shannon has dealt with stuff like this for years and just said, we're moving on. Like, we're not talking about this. Yeah. And I think he said he's of the same mind. It's two consenting adults. If something happened, it's between them, their families, and God, and everybody should stop gawking at it.
100%. And that's what I keep saying. Like, is anybody thinking about Vrabel's wife and kids or Rossini's husband and kids? Like that everywhere they go or anything they do in any station they put on anywhere, they got to hear about this. Like, shut the fuck up and move on with your life. Like, people, there's infidelity every single day. Every single day.
Massive.
People who don't matter. I think about like the CEO and the HR rep that went viral there at the
Coldplay
concert and stuff, and everybody was making all the memes about it. Everybody thought it was hilarious, and I was like, dude, like, these are people's lives. Yeah. Like, these are people's real lives. Guess what? You know what? All right.
I got him going.
Let me just stretch out here. I've said this probably 550,000 times, but I'm going to say it again. In the grand scheme of life, football doesn't matter at all, in the slightest. If the New England Patriots would have won the Super Bowl, you would have went to work on Monday. If they lost the Super Bowl like they did, they went to work on Monday. You'd still be buying your chicken from the discount rack. You'd still have to go home and feed your kids. You still have to cut the grass. Or if you're anywhere in the Northern Hemisphere right now, shovel your driveway. Anything of that nature, football doesn't matter. Football is a form of entertainment. These are grown men that get paid millions and millions and millions of dollars to put their bodies in jeopardy to entertain you as a consumer. There is not a huge difference between the NFL and like the WWE in professional wrestling. The only difference being that the NFL is only predetermined half the time and the WWE is predetermined all the time. It's like, I'll be starting a baseball channel, like, and doing baseball for a week. Like, baseball fans are worse than friggin' football fans. Like, it's like the Patriots losing week 1 and the fans coming out and saying, I'm never watching another game ever again for this, team. Like there's Blue Jay fans out there like, I'm never watching another game of baseball ever again. And I'm like, like, there's 140 games left. Like, take a breath and relax. Like, it's early, but like, it's entertainment. I don't hold Mike Vrabel to any standard outside of being a decent human being, in the sense that he doesn't physically hurt somebody. He doesn't, psychologically torture people. If he's cheating on his wife, that's something he, again, like Shannon Sharp said, he's got to talk to God. He's got to look his kids in the eye. You know what I mean? And say, and his kids are older than half the Patriots. He's got to look his boys in the eye and be like, hey, I was a dick and I did this to your mom. And you know what? He's got to deal with a bit of public scrutiny, but at the end of the day, he's going to coach football. You people think that football in sports has this great, big, large meaning in life when it means fuck all. Does everybody not realize, like, we're in the middle of a war right now, and they're like, globally, it's not one war. There's a war in Europe. There's a war in the Middle East. I'm paying $1.80 a liter for gas in Canada here. Like, people are using, I don't know what it's like in the United States, but in Canada right now, the food banks have no food. Like there are some serious fucking crises in the world. And sports is entertainment. And what I wanted to do today, Mike, was come on and find out what's going on with Drake May, what's going on with the Patriots, what are they going to do in the draft. And 50% of the content that came across my screen when I was preparing for this show was Mike Vrabel this, Mike Vrabel that, double standard, fire Vrabel. Oh, how can he coach the team if he's screwing Diana Rossini? Shut the fuck up, because it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the billionaire owner is going to get richer. The millionaire players are going to make their money. You can't afford the tickets that you're going to find the money to pay for. You're going to max out your credit card. You're going to enjoy the football season. You're going to have fun. So shut the fuck up and just move the fuck on.
Yeah, and people are going to immediately see this and go, well, then why are you guys talking about it? We have to talk about it.
Well, I'm making fun of it.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. First of all, we have to make fun of it, right? Because I'm going to make fun of these people that call up and pretend that they are the second coming of the apostle, saying fire Mike Vrabel. Like, you have no skeletons in your closet as a person to call out Mike Vrabel for this. None whatsoever. I don't care if it's infidelity or not, because the point you're trying to make is that we should hold everyone accountable for what they do in their private lives. And that, for me, and again, we're bridging on the political here, but
We're bridging on religion in a second here. But people have been calling it, so I'll call it right back on them.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not going to hold people accountable for everything they do in their personal lives as either adults of age or consenting adults. Like, it's just stupid. And these are the same people, to your point, that come football season, this whole thing will be buried because we'll start talking about draft picks, A.J. Brown, Drake May, and whatever other drama happens between now and then. Not to mention, the fact that there are so many other good things for us to talk about right now. Period. End of story. These are the same people that when Christian Gonzalez was hurt for 4 weeks, you people were going, trade him, get rid of him, he's no good. And now that the Patriots are on this bridge of like, oh, are we going to re-sign him or not? You're going, oh, they got to re-sign him, otherwise Robert Kraft should sell the team. And don't tell me you're not out there. I know you are. I listen to this stuff every single day. And that's just what the fans are out there. And like, listen, we're not trying to like educate you like your children in a classroom, but it does shape the conversation, right? And I don't know. It bugs me. Yeah.
I give you a round of applause too, Mike. I give you a round of applause too. And Thomas makes a very good point. He says a lot of people who want him fired ignored Spagate 100%. And I was one of the people who ignored Spagate. Couldn't care less about Spagate. And we're screaming free AB. And free AB was not something I screamed. I was very vocal about how I thought Antonio Brown was a piece of shit. And when you're a piece of shit, you shouldn't be allowed to participate in a public venue. Mike Vrabel is not a piece of shit. Mike Vrabel may be a terrible husband. I'm not even going to call him a bad father. I'm going to say he might be a terrible husband. And for all you know, they have an open relationship. We don't even know what the inner workings of we don't even know what the inner workings of the Vrabel relationship is. Maybe she knew about it. I know Thomas is not talking about me. I know that, Thomas. I got your back, buddy. No, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If the story came out, hey, Mike Vrabel was abusing his wife, I'd be like, get that fucking guy off the team. I don't want to be associated with that.
Right.
I don't want to be
totally different.
If I would have found out Mike or Robert Kraft knew these girls were a part of sex trafficking and he went anyways and he got his rocks off about it, then I'd be like, fuck him. I don't want to be associated with this team right now. I don't want to be associated with this owner. But, like my wife and I have this discussion all the time. Like, are we going to ignore all forms of entertainment, music, sports, movies? Because there's a lot of shitty people in all of those industries. And Mike, you know me, I say it all the time. The worst fucking people in the world are football players.
Yeah, and I'm going to bring up one thing about this, and this that we aired this at the time. Obviously, you can't go back and listen to it. I could dig up the text. Actually, is at one point Ray was going to stop doing Dear Pats Nation because he wanted to stop covering the NFL because of Deshaun Watson. And him and I had this giant conversation via text. I was like, don't hate the NFL. And don't stop supporting your team, but hold that person accountable and that team accountable for their actions.
That's a little bit of inside baseball. We never told anybody that publicly.
I think we did. We did at the time, or you did.
Maybe. But yeah, no. Mike and I had serious off-air conversations. I'm not talking about on air. Like we come on here and do shtick and we say things for reaction and everybody knows that. But we had serious off-air conversations where I was like, I don't want to talk about the NFL anymore. The fact how they just kind of covered this all up and tried to make it all go away. But then the fans that came out of the woodwork to defend Deshaun Watson and how really it all went away. I don't know if anybody noticed. It all just disappeared and it all just went away. I got something to tell you guys. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Did the Patriots purposely record the sidelines of their opponents? Of course they did. Do you think I'm going to sit here and deny it? Did a ball boy go into the bathroom with a bag of footballs and then suddenly there was air deflated out of footballs? Of course they did. Are the Patriots the only team to cheat? Of course they're not. No. I've never been a denier of that. You know that, Mike. I've never denied Deflategate. I've never denied Spygate. I've never denied anything. And I've just said, I want you to look at me and tell me a team that hasn't cheated. Do we all not remember that Julian Edelman had an allegation made against him? That gets ignored all the time.
That's not just ignored. That one is like people like that didn't exist for a lot of people. I'll be real with you.
Robert Kraft made that go away very, very quickly.
Yes.
And my dog is named after Julian Edelman because I just forgot about it. Actually, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not lying to anybody. I learned about it way after the fact. Like I didn't even know it at the time. That's how quiet it was. I think it was I actually think it was Mario who told me. I think I learned it on air. And I was like, "Are you serious?" And I looked it up and I was like, "I did not know that."
Yeah.
Like it was news to me. So I think that there's a lot of bad people in the NFL. I think Tom Brady's a horrible human being. And I'm not that's not shtick, Mike. You know that. I've told you that forever. I think Tom Brady's a horrible person. I think that Tom Brady is I hate using this word because of a certain political individual. It gets used a lot, but I'm a psychology major, as you know, and narcissism is something we look at a lot. There is not an ounce of humbleness in Tom Brady. I'm sorry, guys. You know what I mean? Tom Brady in real life is a bad person. Don't forget, this is the dude. You want to talk about? Here's the funny part. Remember when the Patriots had a young quarterback whose girlfriend or wife at the time, I don't know if his girlfriend or wife was pregnant, and he left her for a supermodel? I don't know if you remember that at that time. I've never heard, but then people got mad when she slept with her like jiu-jitsu instructor.
Yep.
Like she did him wrong. You know?
Double standard.
You know? The fan base who watched Rob Gronkowski drop an elbow into a guy's fucking head. To a guy's head. You know what's funny too? I'm gonna tell you the contrast. So that happens, right? That happens. Mm-hmm. And I come out and I blast Gronk. Yep. Like every single fucking person should have. Because if any other player on any other team did that, every Patriots fan on the planet would have been talking about how shitty that was, right? Let's fast forward to that Super Bowl. Does anybody remember what happened in that Super Bowl that year?
What happened?
I think Brandon Cooks catches a ball, and he takes a very clean hit. Clean hit, but it was a hard hit. And he goes, but it was clean. It was, if you watch it, it was a clean. I think it got a bit of his head, but you could tell it was all incidental contact. Like there was no head hunting. I had no problem with the hit. To me, it was a good old fashioned huge hit. Tom Brady kind of led him across the field, put him in that danger zone. He got smoked, left with a concussion. Yeah. The amount, yeah. Sorry, I pointed at the screen like everybody else can see what I'm saying. Thomas is right. If you remember, Cooks dropped his head. Cooks dropped his head into that hit. I come out, do a live stream right after the Super Bowl. I say, Patriot fans are fucking livid about that hit, right? Ruined the Super Bowl. How did they not get ejected? You know, blah, blah, blah. I come out, I go, I don't think it wasn't a bad hit. I go, like, I don't blame the defender. I thought it was just a really good hit. It's a hit I've seen defenders lay a million times. It just went bad for Brandon Cooks.
Which happens, right?
Yeah, it happens. I felt bad for him. Like, felt horrible. I don't want him to get hurt. But it just happened. The same people who lost it on me when I got pissed at Gronk had the gall to go in my comment section or my live stream and be like, Ray, I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about headshots. We're talking about CTE. We're talking about this. I'm like, oh, but when a guy purposely, like how heavy was Gronk? Like 300 pounds or close to it, like 280, 290.
Yeah, 280 something. Yeah.
Right? When he jumps in the air and puts his full body weight down on a guy's head, you're okay with that, and I'm just being a hater by calling him out on it. But Brandon Cooks takes a clean hit that he actually made himself vulnerable in, and suddenly we're worried about headshots because it happened to a Patriot.
I mean, let's talk about the most recent example of this, right? In Stephon Diggs and in Christian Barmore. How many people were running to go, oh, Stephon Diggs didn't do anything. We don't know what the woman did. The whole nine. Christian Barmore, same kind of thing, although to a little less degree. And I think I said at the time, it all depends on what your perspective of the person and of the team is, right? You're a Patriots fan. More than likely, you're going to defend it, say it's a nothing burger. You hate the Patriots. They should be suspended. They should be fined. We should never see them again. Right?
Oh, look at Bills fans and how they reacted to Cooks.
Yeah.
And if that would have been 5 years prior, they would have been the ones, oh, innocent until proven guilty. Yep. Right? Like, and you know what? Yep. Here's the thing. I am somebody who believes in innocent until proven guilty. If you guys actually notice when it comes to really serious shit, I don't say anything. Like, I usually avoid those topics altogether because I don't want to talk about something I know nothing about. I like to talk about what I see on the field. I like to talk about what fans are saying. I like to talk about just nonsense because I'm actually speaking. You know what I mean? Like, I'm actually speaking to something I know.
Yeah.
Did Stephon Diggs do what he did? Honestly, probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he probably did. Like, come on, guys. Like, we're not naive. He probably did, but he may not have. Right. So, yeah, like, it's now on the burden of the prosecution or the whatever, the plaintiff to prove it. You know, so and if it comes out that he didn't, like, well, then good. I'm happy. I'm happy when guys are found not guilty when they're actually not guilty, because it's like, thank God he wasn't a heinous person. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like he didn't choke somebody. Like that's where we're at now. Like, I want to be happy that he didn't choke somebody.
Right.
Did I care that Giselle banged her jiu-jitsu instructor? I didn't care in the slightest. Like, what happens in Tom Brady's marriage means nothing to me. And it shouldn't mean anything to anybody. You know when I got mad? When that little douchebag on WEEI called his kid a pissant. You know, like when he calls a little, like, 7-year-old girl a pissant. No, fuck you. Now you're calling that a kid. Now I'm going to step in and I'm going to say something. You want to call Brady a pissant? I'm going to laugh about it.
You know what part of the Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini thing is the only part I would love to talk about, and we probably should have had Ryan on for like a segment on this. Who do you think hired the photographer to get the pictures and trail them?
Oh, yeah.
You think it was her? Was her husband, his wife, somebody with the Titans that didn't like Mike Vrabel?
TMZ, who has lost all momentum with Mrs. Kelsey getting her house renovated and needed a new scoop.
Exactly. Robert Kraft to lower Mike Vrabel's salary because he thinks he's paying them too much.
Coach of the year, my ass.
Bill Belichick because he wants his job back. Well,
when Watson thing started, Ray said innocent until proven guilty. I probably did. Did, Thomas. And deep down inside, I thought he was guilty as I could throw him. You know what I mean? Like, or no, that's, anyways, you know what I mean? I thought he was as guilty can be. Where there's smoke, there's fire, Mike. We know that. You know what I mean? Sometimes false allegations get made, but it's a lot less than people try to play it up to be. You know what I mean? There's a lot less false allegations than real allegations that happen. And sometimes things come out and guys get off on technicalities and people are like, see, But I think for me, there's been this like snowball effect of the NFL not taking it serious. Like after the whole Ray Rice thing, and they're like, oh, we're going to take this really, really serious from now on. And then like a week later, like the Giants punter like beat the shit out of his girlfriend and they gave him a 1-game suspension. And I'm like, I'm glad to see you're taking it serious. I'm glad to see you've learned from Ray Rice.
Well, here, ironically, same name Rice, but you just, I meant to text this earlier in the week that this should be one of the things we talk about. Rashee Rice isn't punished at all by the NFL for anything he did, which involved potentially hurting or killing people, right? And transporting illegal weapons. And the same people are saying Mike Vrabel should be suspended or fired not by the Patriots, but by the NFL, which again, not sure know how the dynamics work there, but the NFL really can't do much to Mike Vrabel. It'd be up to Robert Kraft.
For moral aptitude, no. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see just the NFL be consistent about things, and that's where I get. Like, they threw the book at Kareem Hunt. They threw the book at him. Like, I got suspended for half a season.
Yeah.
I think half a season plus he got suspended. And then Deshaun Watson served, 4 games?
Yeah, and then, yes, he did. But most people think it was longer because karma has since, kicked him in the ass, thank goodness. But
he served 4 games.
Right. It was nothing.
Right. And yet then a guy will have a drug problem.
Yeah.
And they'll suspend him for years.
Right.
Right? Like Josh Gordon.
Yep.
Right? Like,
yeah.
They
Cocaine and weed. Cocaine and weed.
Yeah. They treat that like it's again, they spent more money investigating the integrity of footballs in a game where the Patriots scored like 3,000 points. I think it was what's his name? He came to the Patriots after the tight end, but at the time, so the Patriots would have beat us with a bar of soap that night.
Yeah.
Like, that was a real quote. Who was it? Allen.
Yeah. It was the
Dwayne Allen.
Yeah, Dwayne Allen with the Colts.
Dwayne Allen. Yeah. They came to the Patriots. Before he came to the Patriots, though, he said he would have beat us with a bar of soap. They spent millions of dollars on investigating some footballs, and yet Ray Rice cold clocks his girlfriend where there's obvious video. They're like, I didn't know that video existed. So it's like you put no effort into investigating this situation. You just said, "Oh, Ray, we'll give you 2 games and maybe it'll go away." And look, shout out Ray Rice. He has learned from that situation. He's an advocate, and I'm fine with people owning what they did and then doing something about it after, right? Like, I'm not somebody, when somebody comes out and apologizes, okay, let's go down my soapbox a little bit more. We're here, Mike.
Might as well.
Another thing that bothers me is when something happens, whatever it may be, and then they're like, I'm sorry, I need to learn from this, like whatever. And people are like, well, no, you're sorry that you're caught. And it's like, how are we supposed to grow as a society that when somebody acknowledges I did something foolish or I did something wrong or I did something stupid and they apologize, you're like, well, we don't accept it because we don't believe it. If you really meant it, you wouldn't have done it in the first place. Well, if he wouldn't have done it in the first place, that person, whoever's apologized, had nothing to apologize for. And I think at the end of the day, I look at a guy like Ray Rice, and I think he can be a poster child of somebody who was somebody who had a shitty mentality, who did shitty things, who was probably on some sort of substance, who thought it was okay to cold clock his girlfriend and literally knock her out in an elevator. He's owned it. He's an advocate. He speaks on it. And I'm like, I'm cool with it. Michael Vick's another guy. You know what I mean? Like a guy who got wrapped up with the wrong people. It's on him. It's not an excuse, but got wrapped up with the wrong people. Brought a lot of, like, I guess you call it that hood mentality with him, if you want to call it that. And has owned it, has been an advocate, has turned his life around. You look at guys like, even like guys who didn't do things wrong, maybe they did, but the guys who didn't do things wrong, like Ocho Cinco and Terrell Owens, guys who were quote unquote cancers in the locker rooms who became adults and grew up and are now calling out the young players who are kind of acting like them. Like, people can change. And when we can embrace a growth mindset, I'm cool with that. But I don't like the inconsistency of punishment, and I don't like the automatic either just guilty by public opinion or innocent because you cheer for them. Like,
Right.
why don't we just let what do I say about it all the time? Innocent till proven guilty. Let's let the process play out. When everything unfolds, I'll have something to say about it. The Deshaun Watson thing to me at the time was a last straw. Like, we had gone through the Brian Flores thing. We had gone through all that shit. And yeah. All right, Mike.
No, I just want to say, because anytime you mention Brian Flores, that whole thing, we're talking about outrage here, and we kind of mentioned it last week with our whole, like, the NFL, the money, the refs, like, it's all kind of like this floating, for lack of better words, grift that could potentially be going on.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about giant scandals the NFL buried and people should have been fired for? Things that are actually offensive and affected multiple people's lives potentially. Go back and read about the Miami scandal and then tell me how you feel about Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini.
Yeah. Yeah. And if everybody remembers, that was one of the only situations where I became very vocal.
Yeah.
And I brought in people like Jay Spence the King. I brought in some quote unquote controversial speakers to speak on these subjects. And we had, I don't know if you remember that conversation with Jay. I think that was one of those episodes you just sat back and listened. And we just, and it was a deep conversation. You know what I mean? Like, it was a powerful conversation. Like, I was affected by that conversation. And yeah, there's some big problems in professional sport, like there is around the world, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And again, shout out to Brian Flores, who's fucking proven to be one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL. Like,
yeah,
I take it back on the Patriots in a heartbeat.
I really thought he would get another chance at head coach this season, but I think smartly on his part, he's being very selective about the jobs that potentially come open. So
let's say, okay, can I know you want to get to Wolf, and but I got
that was just a no. Yeah.
I got one question around that.
Yeah,
and then we'll get to Wolf and Gonzo.
Mm-hmm.
If I say it's in jest, but
yeah.
So if Mike Vrabel gets fired on Monday,
mm-hmm.
How would you feel if the news breaks that they're interviewing Brian Flores?
100% behind it.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah, 100%. Because I think we talked about this in the offseason as like a hypothetical. Like, if he had been available and more open to, like, listen, I don't want to get into the dynamics of like why he's not coaching, but if it's another year removed, right, it's more comfortable for people. Plus, the optics behind firing Mayo and bringing in Vrabel, there was that whole thing. I would have been behind Brian Flores instead of Gerard Mayo also 100%. So
I was never behind Gerard Mayo. Like, no. I never thought that was a good play at all for the Patriots. And look, I say that I'm going to say that about any first-year head coach because you just don't know what they're going to be like. But I felt at the time the Patriots, I believe Vrabel was available, no?
Yeah, he was. He took a year off and ended up going to the Browns because the Patriots had that contract that they had predetermined with Gerard Mayo that he was going to be the successor.
That he wouldn't go take that head coaching job because, well, I think that was at the time that Belichick's coaching staff was bleeding. They were all going off and taking jobs places. And it's like Chad O'Shea. I like Josh McDaniels, but if they needed an offensive coordinator, I'd give Chad O'Shea a shot at it. You know,
Yeah.
like some of those old Belichick disciples that I think have proven themselves as they've gone out. But I'm a big fan of Brian Flores. Like I like
Yeah.
what he did with that Miami team. The fact that the guy refused to tank.
Yeah.
You know, ratted them out for trying to take Brady. You know, and
Yeah.
tampering, like, and then all the other, you know, let's face it, like the racial shit that happened around him.
Yeah.
No, and he, I think too, in that whole situation, he handled it with grace. He handled it with class. And I was so happy to him to get an opportunity back in the NFL. And I hope he gets a shot to be a head coach somewhere someday.
I absolutely agree. Like, listen, his coaching jobs speak for themselves. His defense has been lights out, the last couple of years. And I'll add this. Ultimately, this whole thing was bred between, a debate between him, the GM, and the owner down in Miami, that he ultimately didn't like the selection of Tua a year removed, right? Yep. And who ended up being right about that? They've since fired the coach, the GM. I'll technically write the second coach, which is who I meant, the guy in between, obviously not Flores, but he was ultimately right about his assessment, and they went like, "You're the problem here. Get out." You know. So,
speaking of Tua, I'm sorry, you brought him up, so I have to do this.
That's how this show works.
You want to talk about another thing, though?
Mm-hmm.
Tua's under extreme criticism right now because either he or his wife posted a vlog of their lavish family vacation in the Bahamas. Like, people are mad about this. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
I'm not gonna spend my money because you're mad at me. Like, I'm not gonna enjoy my family because you're mad at me. Like,
I always say, like, when guys are like, "Oh, he should be ashamed. He made all that money," and blah blah. It's like, not a single Mike, come here. Come here. Not a single person on the planet. They are not going to turn down $1 because they don't think they deserve it. Do people want Tua to say, "No, I'm not worth that contract. Don't give me that money. Give me something else"? Be mad at the Miami general manager.
Mm-hmm.
Be mad at the owner. Don't be mad at the player. We've all seen it. The Patriots have done it. Wasted money on contracts. It happens. Sometimes you get it wrong. Albert Hainsworth.
Oof.
That didn't work. That didn't work. How about Michael Bennett? That didn't work. And I was excited when Michael Bennett came to the team. Listen, I know that 99% of the population will never have the kind of money that Tua Tagovailoa has. Your jealousy is showing, sister. Don't let it show, girl. Just be okay with it. Anyways, that's always been a pet peeve of mine. Like, people that get mad that somebody made money. Like, it is what it is.
It's everybody in the NFL, everybody who's a fan of a team, right, wants their, I'm just going to say, ex-player to have the mentality of Tom Brady. They want them to always pretend like they're working, pretend like they're on the hamster wheel. And if they get off for a day, and I jokingly sent you this message, right? Because Drake may have released a little Instagram clip of him being like nice with his wife. I was like, does Drake May have the killer instinct we really need here?
Yeah.
Because like, listen, if people weren't talking about the Vrabel thing, that would have been the conversation this week. Oh, I don't know. He doesn't sound like he's tough enough. Well, people would have just manufactured a story, right?
So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of inside baseball, because I think that this is maybe more relatable to the general populace than a guy making millions and millions of dollars. I had put together a little network, and I was a part of a network, and I was part of a few networks. And I put together a little business creating content. And I had a flagship show. Mm-hmm. Mike was a part of that show. Other people were a part of that show. At all different various stages, right? Mm-hmm. I also had another project, and I was working for an app. And I was getting paid a lot of money to work on this app, like thousands of dollars. And there were people, a part of my little network, that felt they were owed the money that they had nothing to do with. Right? Mm-hmm. And I put that post, like, dude, you can go do it. Like, you can hustle like I do. Like, I'm sorry. And I'm going to say this. I was putting in fucking hours and hours and hours every week doing everything I had to do. And I'm not bragging here. Why do you think you're owed the money that I'm earning doing something that you're not related to you? You know what I mean? And there was a couple of guys. One guy has his own thing, and they both have their own thing. But I've never seen a dime from their stuff. You know,
I have all the dimes in my closet. Actually, he sent them all to me. They're in a giant bag.
Right? But you know what I'm saying? Oh, there you go, Mike. Someone read the title.
Yeah, good job.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel that it's equivalent. Like, people get mad that Tua made money to play football. And because we all got to go to our 9-to-5 jobs every day and grind our asses off, we're going to get upset at the guy who makes millions of dollars because he's not doing what we feel we would have done in that situation. It's like me landing probably the sweetest gig in the world. They don't pay like they paid me. Like, yeah. I even looked it up one day on, like, I was talking to ChatGPT about it, and it's like, oh yes, that was the golden era of Newsbreak, right? Like, they'd put in a heavy. What?
And just that's sad to think about.
But they put a heavy investment in the creators at that time, and I was making thousands and thousands of dollars making animal content for them. Not football content, not sports content.
You might want to specify what kind of animal content.
No, oh yeah, like funny. Like, my job was to scour the internet. They paid me to scour the internet and find like funny videos or heartwarming videos of animals and pet content and that kind of shit, and do a narration over it, like, and make it funny. And I had a couple viral videos go over 40 million, 50 million, 60 million, but like, it wasn't even related to the sports content. You know what I mean? And I think people were just jealous that I got this sweet gig. Tua, and I had talent to do it. I knew how to edit. I know how to speak, and I have a good narrator voice. That's why I got hired. Tua was good at football. Look, he might be a bad NFL quarterback, but he's a way better quarterback than any quarterback you know in real life. I want you to think of the best athlete you ever seen with your own eyes, unless they're a professional athlete. Like, unless they're a professional athlete, like, it's different. But like, someone who didn't go pro, I think of the best athlete you know. They are not half as the athlete that Tua Tagovailoa is. So he was a good athlete, made his money, and off we go. By the way, Mike's going to fight Mike Vrabel coming up. We're going to put him on a cage.
We're selling tickets.
The White House cage card is set. We have Donald Trump versus the Pope, Mike versus Mike Vrabel. Yep. The main event is going to be me versus Tom Brady. It's going to be a good night. It's going to be a good cage. All right. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to talk about what you want to talk about. Because we're already over time.
When I said 5 minutes, I meant 30 seconds, just because this way we can clip this and it'll be relevant for the week. Elliot Wolf basically said, I'm going to hit the bases here real quick. Right? The Patriots still want Christian Gonzalez around, basically signifying that they're working on the extension without saying it. Kind of said, what they were looking for in the draft is in terms of, not positional value, but people were asking him how good the draft was, which, what do you expect him to say? Like, he talked around it. And most importantly, and why half of you are here, kind of left the door open for an A.J. Brown trade. Mike Reese asked him directly. Yeah, rip Mike, exactly, Thomas.
You notice I didn't say rest in peace, Ray. He knows I can take Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I just ruined the clip, by the way. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. The AI might not even pick it up. To be honest, with
Mike's trying to be all business right now. No, you said clip it, so it will.
Yeah.
But
you.
Mike's trying to be all business, and I ruined the I just bulldozed this whole show.
Yeah, it's fine. Basically, listen, AJ Brown, status quo, most likely going to be here June 1st. You know, and I think that's what 99% of people are paying attention to still right now. So,
if you guys like baseball, go check out Dear Jays Nation. I would appreciate that. The Dodger series finished, and I've lost a little bit of momentum. A lot of Dodgers fans in my content during that series. I'm looking forward to when they play the Red Sox. I can't wait to get the angry Boston people in there. But I can't.
Be great.
I can't wait though until my fan base also starts seeing me pop up talking about the Blue Jays and being like, "What the fuck?" So that'll be fun.
Hey,
that'll be a good time. That'll be a good time.
I am entitled to 99% of your earnings right now, though, on Dear Jays Nation, right?
Done. You got them all.
Nice.
I'll cut you the check tomorrow.
Excellent.
We're expecting a big bump on Dear Pats Nation coming up this next week, because if next week's the draft, next week. And so just remember, you were here first, people. And thanks for everybody who came in. Thomas, don't be late next time, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, we're here like sporadically on different days and times. I don't know why you don't know when we're on. And but it's on you, not on us. We've been pretty consistent. I think it's like 2 weeks in a row or 3 weeks in a row. We've been here on Monday.
Yeah, since you stopped traveling. I think it's been 3 weeks.
Yeah, because travel season's over for me.
Yeah.
And based on what I heard, I don't think I'm doing like maybe. Jeez,
everyone, Ray's dying tonight.
I choked on my coffee. You ever like
just won't stop? Yeah.
Yeah, it's triggered. I think travel season's done for me for a long while.
Good.
Which is exciting. I got promoted, so I don't know. I'm sweating. It's 19 degrees outside.
Yeah, it's hot here too.
And now it feels like 19's not hot. Like 19's probably like, I don't know, like 69, 70. You know what I mean?
It's about 70 here. Yeah.
But my room right now is like 76. It's like it's warm.
Yeah.
And I'm a fat guy in a hoodie. So I gotta go. Unchoke myself. Or maybe choke myself. I don't know.
That content is for a different website.
Sorry about that. I got to get the money. No, fuck your job. You tell them I got to go. Ray and Mike are on.
Yeah, you have to watch our off-season content that is very team-focused.
40 minutes of me screaming about how shitty the NFL is. We watched a Tiger Woods AI video. We clickbaited a title. Like we're back. Like we're in prime off-season form right now.
Also, for whoever's left listening, Ray is now going to generate an AI clip of Mike Vrabel tossing me through some bleachers next week.
It's going to be fantastic. Honestly, man, this is why I said let's take a break in the off-season. Because we have these kind of shows. Anyways, peeps, love you, Mike. See you guys, Dear Pats Nation. Oh, sorry. Should we just fucking ditch the tagline?
They're gonna be legit, kid.
They're gonna be legit. I don't know. I just feel like it's done. Like the tagline is done. It's done its time. It's finished. We got to find something new.
If they get back to the Super Bowl, I'll say it.
No. We need something different. We need to, what if we just finish every show just like, I hate you, and then we just end it?
No, because then that would be like when we stop talking off air.
Yeah, we don't want to blur those lines.
We already don't know when the stream ends at the time.
Mike, tell me about those Patriots.
They're gonna be legit.